15 years ago, I was the loveliest woman in Greece. Look at me now, judged by my sufferings. Let me be frank, young stranger. This is not the death of an old lecher that I regret. Oh, welcome. Welcome to Act 2. Jackie can almost smell the leather. That jacket is within his reach. What could possibly get in the way?
Jackie's gainfully employed. The work is hard. The hours are long. It's a sweaty, wet kitchen. It's Mr. Dowd and his wife. Orders are flying in and out. Pots and pans, cups, dishes, and silverware are getting washed. All by the hands of Jackie. The first week flies by. Mr. Dowd hands Jackie a check. $65. Things are looking up. Jackie's back at work. It's Wednesday. It's springtime. It's 9:30. They're about to close the place down. Jackie's dragging trash. It's been a busy night. The bags are heavy and it's stinky Chinese food. As he makes his way to the front of Chang Fang, where the dumpster is, he hears a rattle can. He looks over to see two hoods spray painting a penis on the front of Chang Fang. Jackie sees the kids. They see him. They chuck the can of spray paint and run. One of them flies across the street towards Dairy Queen. The other one, Jackie runs at and grabs and throws down on the ground. He wrestles with him in the parking lot of the gas station. He holds him down in a wrestling move. Mr. Dowd is right behind him. He runs up to Jackie. Mrs. Dowd is closing back. She says, "I'm going to call the police." Mr. Dowd and Jackie, their faces lit up by the sirens of police, look at each other on that spring night in that gas station parking lot. And Mr. Dowd tells my brother Jackie, "I'm making you a waiter." Jackie's first night waiting tables at Chang Fang. There was tension in the air at the Kelleher house. Jackie had locked himself in the downstairs bathroom, which he considered to be his bathroom. It was a small bathroom with a small window that looked out into the neighbor's yard. To the right, when you walked in the bathroom, there was a hanging basket. Inside that basket, there was Jackie's brush, Jackie's Paul Mitchell spritz, his mousse, and his traveling hairdryer. But that hairdryer never traveled. If it ever left that bathroom, there would be hell to pay. Jackie had the door shut to the bathroom, and he was blow-drying his hair. To this day, I've never met another man that blow-dried his hair, besides my brother Jackie. I was ordered to stay on the other side of the door of the bathroom and to read off the Chang Fang menu so Jackie could study it and know it backwards and forwards. Egg drop soup, wonton egg drop mixed soup, barbecue spare rib, crab rangoon, wonton soup, egg nuggets, fried baby shrimp, fried scallops, tofu vegetable, boneless spare rib, onion ring, crab rangoon, vegetable fried rice, beef lo mein, house special lo mein, sautéed broccoli, bean curd Szechuan style, bean curd with mixed vegetable, eggplant with garlic sauce. My voice began to get hoarse, fighting over the sound of the hairdryer through the bathroom door. Going over every entree, an appetizer, and drink. that Chang Fang had to offer. My sister Mosey was nice enough to be standing by with a Diet Coke on ice. I feared what Jackie would do if he came to the other side of the door and I had left something out of the Chang Fang menu, and God forbid he stumbled at work that night. Jackie opened the door to the downstairs bathroom, and out he came. Hair perfect as ever, long in the back, combed to the side, and sprayed up just a little bit. Jackie was on his way up. He went from a dirty apron to the back of a stinky Chinese restaurant. Mrs. Dow was patient with him. She showed him how to make change, how to set the tables correctly with the silverware. Jackie was getting known around town. He was the handsome white kid who worked at the Chinese restaurant. He was making real money. We're not just talking Wilson's leather jacket money. We're talking go to a car dealership and buy a car money. We're talking K Jewelers money. Real money. 2 weeks had gone by like it seemed like it was nothing. Jackie had his money. He made $400. I know because I watched him count it every night. I know where he kept it. He would count it out loud, 5s and 10s. Then he would look at it. He'd spread it all over his bed. And then he'd put it in a pile, and he'd spread it again. Sunday came around. Jackie had the day off from Chang Fang. Now the Brockton Mall on Sunday closes at 7:30. 7:30 sharp. Jackie, at this time, did not have a car. The only cars in the Kelleher family were my mother's yellow Granada, my father's Lincoln Continental, and Patty's Ford Probe. Jackie had the money. He paced back and forth in our room. He was ready to pull the trigger. Jackie had hidden the $400 he had made in the back of a Van Halen mirror he had won at the Brockton Fair. He pulled the cardboard off the back of the mirror, and there it was. All the money he had made in the world. He was a man with a mission. He held it in his hand, he folded it up once, and he jammed it in the front of his pants. Today is the day he's been waiting for. I followed my brother Jackie downstairs like a champion fighter that was ready to go in the ring. And I was his cut man. We made our way to the sunroom. My father was not in there. My father was not in the kitchen. We went back upstairs, and the door to the bathroom was closed. My father was inside there. At this time, my father was trying to pass a gallstone. He would have been in there for a long time. You could hear the newspaper rustling back and forth, and the Red Sox game playing lightly on a transistor radio. There was no way we were taking the Lincoln to the mall. We needed another option. I followed my brother back downstairs into the mudroom. Our only means of transportation at the time was my Yamaha YZ80 that I had gotten for Christmas that year. Sure, I was a spoiled kid. We rode my YZ80 to the mall, me on the back, both me and my brother. No helmets, straight up Pleasant Street. It was the early 90s. It was a cowboy time. Nobody cared. We ditched the dirt bike next to the dumpsters in front of Marshall's, and we made our way into the mall. There it was. Wilson's Leather. My brother got in there. He went straight for the jacket. But the jacket wasn't there. There were vests there now, and he turned around, and there was leather pants. And where that duster jacket was, there were leather skirts. The jacket was out of stock. Only 2 weeks had gone by. What kind of God would take away such a jacket? And what kind of God would put something that somebody loves so much, so close, a half a mile away from where they live? And what kind of God wouldn't pick up the phone and tell that person that loved that jacket that jacket is out of stock? Jackie scanned the Wilson's Leather looking for Renee. She was not working that day. It was a man that we'll come to know as Tony. He had long hair in the back. He had a wispy mustache. He had a lot of rings on his fingers and bracelets. He was helping another customer when Jackie came up behind him and tapped him on the shoulder. Tony turned around, and you could smell the cologne as he turned around. And Jackie said, "What happened? What happened to the jacket that was right there 2 weeks ago?" Tony looked at my brother, and he said, "It's spring, man." Jackie said, "What?" "It's spring, man." They had brought in a new collection, and it was obvious that Tony was kicking the tires on a red leather vest that had just come in. The customers that Tony were waiting on were getting impatient and rolling their eyes at Jackie and I. I could see Jackie getting angrier and angrier. I took him to the side, and I tried to calm him down while Tony finished up with the other customers. We went over to the register, and Jackie said, "Can you call the warehouse for me and see if they have this jacket still in a large?" Tony picked up the phone with his hand full of all those rings and bracelets, and he called the warehouse. The phone rang for a while, and then finally Tony got somebody on the other line. The jacket was there from what Tony had told us, and he could have it there within a week. Jackie's face lit up. There is a God. Jackie reached in his pocket and pulled out the $400 and handed it to Tony. And Tony handed him back a receipt. I watched it go down myself. This deal is done. Now it's a waiting game. A new rule and a new law has been placed on all of us in the Kelleher house. Nobody is to touch the phone. There was 3 phones in the Kelleher house. There was the phone downstairs in the living room, the phone in my parents' room, and the controversial phone that was taken from Patty and Mosey's room and brought in to me and Jackie's room. It was a booby trap every time you walked into our bedroom because the cord was stretched so tight. Tony could call at any time. Calls were to be made in the house. They were to be quick so the line could stay open. This is before call waiting. My sisters needed to talk to their boyfriends. It could be done over at the Ficero's house. Some people in my family may argue, but I say it was around 3:15 when the phone rang. It was picked up by Jackie and my mother at the same time. It was Tony from Wilson's Leather. My mother gave her signature, "Hello?" And Jackie picked up the phone at the same time. "Mom," Jackie said, I've got it. You can hang up. My mother hung up the phone, and on the other end of the phone was Tony. Hello, is this Jack Kelleher? This is Tony from Wilson's Leather. I'm calling to let you know your jacket has arrived here. He grabbed the paper out of my father's hand. He said, we need to clean this place up as quick as we can. Tony is on his way. Tony from Wilson's Leather. I need you guys to go upstairs and put on your best outfits. A half an hour had passed as we were peering out of the picture window. A security guard car pulled up in front of the house. Out got Tony, accompanied by a security guard. The security guard looked up and down the street and then went into the back seat and retrieved Jackie's leather jacket. As the two men made their way up the driveway, the sky in back of them darkened. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, almost as if God's hand came down and grabbed them both by the scruff of the neck, picked them up and threw them down onto the concrete. They were hit by a bolt of lightning, and they lay in our driveway, dead. Jackie ran outside into the rain. He pushed the security guard over. He grabbed his leather jacket and ran back into the house. My sister Mosey, my sister Patty, my brother Jackie, my mother and father, all looked at him, stunned. Jackie put on the leather jacket, and he sauntered over to the phone, and he picked it up, and he said, "What do you guys want from Chang Fang?"